ass whooping is the correct way to describe this whole event, right? This event was an absolute ass whooping, and not even the kind of ass whooping that, I got an ass whooping, whatever. Like, it's the kind of one you're going to remember for a long time, and that's going to sting and hurt the next day. Hello, welcome back to the Think RBA podcast. I am your host, Hak, and my boy, my brother, Ken. Sir, how are you doing today?
Man, it's a little cold. We got a weather event going on, but we stay coming with the heat though today.
Absolutely, because eagles fly, fly eagles fly.
You're not gonna start singing the song.
Can I say cuckoo, cuckoo? Right?
No, that's the hawks.
Hawk, eagle. It's the same bird. It's the same bird essentially, right? Bro. I'm sorry that the eagle flew too high for the arrowhead. The arrowhead could not reach the eagle this time. It was a revenge game, bro. This is what script writing is all about.
Not the script.
Bro, it's always about the script writing. What it's all about, right? Listen, you had Swifty. He was there getting booed, right? You could put it on her. There's just so many things to dissect. Where do I begin? Sir, you tell me. How about this? I'm gonna put it in the plate in front of you. Where do you want to begin?
Gosh, man, there's so many places to start, and I think it would be really easy to just start with what went wrong for the Chiefs because it was so shocking. I mean, the final score being 40-22 is not as shocking as it was when they were up 34-0 in the third quarter. Like I think everybody was so shocked by the Chiefs, and it's an easy place to start, but I don't think it's the fair place to start. I think we got to start by giving the Eagles their flowers. And so
100%.
First off, saying a huge congratulations to the Eagles. I'm not particularly fond of the Eagles and some of the battles that them and the Falcons have had over the years. But I will say we beat them this year. Just saying. I'm just saying in Philadelphia too. But either way, I mean, they just had an incredible season, an incredible run in the playoffs. And remember, after the championship game, you and I talked, right? Washington went in there, had a lot of hype. And what did the Eagles do? I said they laid the Commanders down, and they said, smack. Like, it was the same thing in the Super Bowl, right? Yeah. It was the same exact thing. It was belt to ass, like, from opening kickoff. And
it really was.
And there was just like, it was very clear because you kept waiting and waiting for something to happen. And like, even after halftime, it was, you know what we were talking about? Is actually the kids just watched this over the weekend is the movie, The Little Giants. And, the Little Giants, they go into halftime and they're down like 2-3 scores, whatever. And they get rejuvenated and they come back out and, the coach for the team that's winning is like, you can kind of give this up, like tell them you forfeit, whatever. Let's put this whole charade to rest. And their coach said, nah, and we got the ball. So it's kind of one of those things where like Kansas City was coming out of the half with the ball and like, all right, if they score here, like this could be the potential start of the comeback, right? And needless to say, they don't, and it's not. And it just continued to be more the same. And I think that's when it was like, okay, this was just a complete ass whooping. And I love the fact that it was a revenge game. They say revenge is the dish best served cold, but that shit was piping hot. And that shit was piping hot in New Orleans. And it's not often that you get to have this type of revenge game against somebody who beat you on the biggest stage, right?
Right.
Like when LeBron overcame the Dubs. Right. Like you don't always get the opportunity to like lose to somebody and to overcome it. And like,
I mean, you can always go join them though.
No.
Okay.
Maybe it is the script writers. I don't know. But I mean, so I think for me, like that's the first place to start. And also too, just also congratulating the performances. I mean, Jalen Hurts got it done. He had 3 touchdowns overall. 119 quarterback rating. Saquon, look, it was very clear they were trying to stop him, but he still had 97 yards overall. He had 57 on the ground, 40 through the air. He was the only one who didn't get into the end zone because A.J. Brown got in the end zone, Devontae Smith got in the end zone. Like, it was the only, and Jalen got in the end zone. It's like the only one, like, damn, let's get Saquon a touchdown, especially after the year that he had. But I think he'll take being a champion over getting the touchdown for sure.
Absolutely.
So just a shout out to them for the performances. Look, shout out to all my Georgia boys from that team and that all played out. You talking about Keon Mitchell and Jordan Davis and who else was out there? Nolan Smith, Jalen Carter, Jordan. Like they all played out crazy. Josh Sweat, the defensive end. Oh my God! I mean, 6 tackles, six total tackles, 2 solo, 2.5 sacks, 2 tackles for loss, 3 quarterback hits. I mean, he was a monster. He was unblockable. And a lot of times the tape is out there. You know who was supposed to be the first blocker on him? Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce just got, let's just say the tape is not good. It's not one that he's going to enjoy watching or want to watch. But Josh Sweat, crazy good game, only because it's so rare and historic. But like the white cornerback revival with Cooper DeJean showing up for us, and had a pick 6, his first interception of his career.
Bro,
pick 6 in the Super Bowl.
It was his birthday.
On his birthday, bro. What? That's crazy. Crazy. So shout out to all of them for the performances. And I think after all of that, can I one more shout out for the Eagles too? Howie Roseman for building this crazy team through the draft. Very strategic free agent signings, very strategic trades, like bringing in a guy like Zach Bond, who had a really good game. He had one of the interceptions. He was a throwaway from the Saints, and he just fit this team for some crazy reason. The scheme and the team and everything. Like Howie Roseman, as much as I may not like the Eagles, is a hell of a GM and built a hell of a team. Like he's a monster in his field. And I guess lastly, we got to shout out Nick Sirianni. I mean, we got to give him his respect now.
Absolutely.
For sure. I mean, he earned it. He earned it. He absolutely earned it. So we have to stop making fun of Nick. But no, for real, like you don't get a team like this with a lot of star power, a lot of different personalities to this point, to this type of ass whooping without them respecting you. So there's no way. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say like that. Ass whooping is the correct way to describe this whole event, right? This event was an absolute ass whooping, and not even the kind of ass whooping that, I got an ass whooping, whatever. Like it's the kind of one you're going to remember for a long time, and that's going to sting and hurt the next day. Because my goodness, to be shut out for 3/4 of a game and to be known as the next protege GOAT up and coming, right? And you're on the precipice of potentially creating history, right? With a 3-peat, but to go out in that fashion, like, have you ever seen the one meme that goes, right? That's what this was. That's what this game was for the Chiefs. But for the Eagles, my God, bro, they just looked hungry. They looked hungry. And I felt like Pat must have done something to his O-line because they were not blocking for him. They were just turnstiles, bro. They were revolving doors. This guy couldn't get 2 seconds before getting a pass off quickly before hitting the floor or hitting the grass or the turf, whatever they were playing on. It was bad. And I was like, man, he had a lot more time before, in previous Super Bowls, or he just maybe had Tyreek out there somewhere. That was the first one though, right? The second one, he didn't have Tyreek. So I don't know. I just felt like they didn't come hungry. They almost came complacent. Whereas Eagles came hungry, bro. They were like foaming at the mouth, ready to like kill, right? So, can I make two light humor notes on this one?
Sure.
So I have one. One is I really hope the Eagles send a complimentary ring to the Giants. A thank you note, right? Signed by Saquon himself. And the second thing, bro, Tom Brady commentating, you heard it, right? We all heard it. Can this guy stop making it about himself? He kept talking about when I had my line, when I did this, I did that. There's only one part of the I loved, or I really enjoyed, where he spoke about his comeback. He spoke about his comeback.
You had to go there.
I'm just saying, he threw it in there. He's the one who threw it in there.
But we didn't have to talk about it.
I'm just saying, like, this man still brought it up. But then at the same time, he did bring up the loss to the Giants, which we'll take. But, like, I was like, Tom, like, I get it. You're a great mind, but stop talking about yourself so much. You're talking about the game and the players and all that. That was me, though. Maybe some people do like that.
I think honestly, like I think I'm mostly tuned him out to be honest. Like
Hmm.
I mean, just hearing it, like thinking, reflecting back. I mean, it's definitely something I'm sure he's gonna have to work on as he like reflects back on the season and thinks, how do I get better? And I get that you have to be able to pull from personal experience to be able to talk about it, right?
Hmm.
And that's easy to do, but there's a better way that you can frame it and say it without saying, I did this and when I did this and I did like
Right.
it's you can talk about it in a way where it's in this situation, here's what a quarterback should do, or here's what this whatever, like without
Right.
saying the and
Correct.
still pull off of the experience and knowledge that you have. But who are we?
Yeah.
We're not making 400 million to commentate for Fox yet. So
He said, yeah, I love it.
so, yeah. But yeah, so like on the Chiefs side, I was shocked. And it actually reminded me of the Super Bowl they lost to Tampa Bay.
Mm-hmm.
The Super Bowl they lost to Tampa Bay, the difference in why they didn't get spanked so badly in that game was because the defensive line, it was the same thing. It was turnstiles that whole game.
Mm-hmm.
Tampa Bay's defense kept getting through, but Mahomes was running all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Like by the end, he looked like he was dead tired. Like because he had just been. I think I remember after the game, it was some stat that he had run like 300 yards or something like total because he was running side by side and backwards and looping around. Like so, it reminded me of that game where it was the same MO. Right, you have a strong defense with a strong defensive line that likes to get at you, and his line just didn't perform the way they did. I think it was a bad matchup overall for them, and I think the line play was the story of the game. I also think Mahomes, something was going on that first half where beyond just the line play, like he just seemed distracted, and there was some really bad play calling, in my opinion. Like I get that you don't want to become pass heavy, but when you're down like 24-0, and it's like 2nd and 13 and you run a draw play, like what are we doing? Like what are we running a draw play on 2nd and 13 or whatever it was? I don't remember what it was. It was a situation like that, right? And I'm like, I get you don't want to become one dimensional, but like it's very clear that the run game is not there. You're down. You're gonna put the ball in a running back's hand, or you're gonna put the ball in Pat's hand. Like, but then again, I mean, who knows? They may not have blocked for him, and it may have been ended up 3rd and 20 instead of 2nd and 12.
Yeah,
I mean, 3rd and 12. So, I mean, who knows on that? But it just seemed like there was some definite, like, conservative play calls until it got too late. And then all of a sudden it was like, yeah, let's throw to Xavier Worthy 50-yard freaking bomb for a touchdown, which, by the way, if it wasn't such a lopsided Super Bowl, is one of the best passes in the Super Bowl.
Oh, that was insane, bro. That was
insane. An insane pass. And there was another one he had, too, that wasn't for a touchdown, but it was another deep one to Worthy as well. It's just like, nobody's going to remember it. It's like, I know I don't want to talk about it, but like in that Falcons-Patriots Super Bowl, there's the Julio catch.
Yep.
Right? But nobody remembers the Julio catch because 2 plays later, we got backed out of field goal range. And had that not happened, had we just run the ball 2 more times, we could have kicked the field goal, and then 28-3 probably does not happen. And that Julio catch goes down as the best catch. Well, probably the second best catch in Super Bowl history behind the helmet catch.
The helmet catch.
The helmet catch is going to go down as the best. But I'm saying, like, you have these good plays that just completely overshadowed by the fact that you're getting your ass beat at the time.
Yeah, bro, that Xavier Worthy pass was insane. And I just called it too little, too late, right? They were on like a nice little track to make a comeback, potential comeback.
Oh, yeah.
Had there been 5-6 quarters.
Of course,
But that was one of the best passes I've seen. Clutch time. Had the score been tighter, my God, that stadium would have been bonkers.
Oh, for sure. Absolutely. But yeah.
So, there's one thing I was telling my son, right? They just watch it with me. And I was like, I realized that historically, Philadelphia has always had a good line, offense and defense, just as an organization. They've paid a lot of attention to their line.
Yep. It's important. It's not sexy. It's definitely more sexy to draft a Bijan Robinson than it is a Jalen Carter.
Yeah, but if you can't block for Bijan Robinson,
Right. So, I mean, and that's where organizations get the organizations that don't invest in your line. You generally they're not going to end up in the Super Bowl.
And that's what I had a newfound respect that that's kind of where everything starts.
Yep.
So, yeah, man, that was it was enjoyable though. I enjoyed the game.
See, I did, and I was by the time you realized it was like too late, then it just felt like the fourth quarter just felt like it took forever, and it's just like let's just let this be over, give Jalen Hurts the MVP and call it a day. Right. But it was like taking forever. I don't know, because you kind of get bored. Like at least I want a good game. A good competitive game. And it reminded me of the when the Seahawks went up against the Seahawks and the Legion of Boom went up against Peyton Manning, and it was the number one defense versus the number one offense. And Peyton Manning when he was in Denver, and a battle of who was going to win. And I mean, the Seahawks just dominated that game from start to finish. That it was a rather boring game.
So they say defense wins championships?
Defense definitely, pass rush wins championships. Like, all you really need to be able to do is rush the quarterback effectively, and you can win a championship.
That's all it is.
My opinion.
Okay.
Because if you get the pass rush there, it makes life so much easier for your cover guys.
Absolutely.
Like,
absolutely.
If the quarterback only has 2 seconds and he's on the ground, I only got to hold my guy for 2 seconds.
Right.
Patrick Mahomes.
And that's where the first interception
That's a light day in the offense.
Yeah, that's where the first interception came. He rushed it.
Yeah.
And
boom.
Oh, look, I found something.
Yeah, present gift.
Yeah. So no, man, I thoroughly did enjoy it. I saw a lot of variety. I saw Jalen Hurts really dissect and very, very strategically, work his way down the field. He hit everybody. It wasn't like a A.J. Brown heavy game. There was a moment where A.J. Brown was upset on the sideline. Then 2 plays later, he's smiling even the touchdown, right? So it's like the emotions of up and down.
Yeah.
Fun.
Well, but you know what? If there was a quarterback who was built for managing the emotions like that, it's Jalen. Because you got to remember, this dude was the starter at an Alabama team that went to the national championship, and he got benched at halftime of the national championship game. Imagine you are QB all season. You get to the national championship game up against Georgia, and you get benched at halftime because Georgia's winning. And then all of a sudden, this new hotshot kid comes in, Tua, and literally took his job to the point where then Jalen had to transfer to Oklahoma and did his thing. Then he gets to the NFL. You get to the Super Bowl, but you lose. There's still all these questions like, is he good enough? Is he not good enough? Like, we don't know. Is he a top tier quarterback? Because people don't talk about him like he's a top tier quarterback. But now, like, he's a Super Bowl champion. He's a Super Bowl MVP. He better be talked about as a top tier quarterback. But he's not ever going to be that super elite passer. And he's not also a super elite runner, but he's an effective passer, an effective runner, and like gets the job done to get the wins. You know what I mean? He's a smart player who can handle the emotions.
So would it be safe to say that he will not win MVP throughout the course of his career?
I could see him winning an MVP too.
Okay. With the likes of Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, because think about it. Think about how many rushing touchdowns he gets, plus passing touchdowns. Like, I could see him winning an MVP.
Okay. Well, we shall see. Time will tell, man.
Time will tell. But on that note, enough about the Super Bowl. We've got another event that is coming up, one that has always been near and dear to our hearts.
Yeah.
We've enjoyed year after year after year. And that, my friend, is the NBA All-Star Weekend coming up this weekend. So by the time this episode drops, it'll be right around the day of the All-Star game, right? Mm-hmm. So I wanted to run through with you, sir, all the different events and get your thoughts on the teams, the selections, and who our predictions are, who's going to win.
Okay.
So
let's do it.
But I want to start from the back and work our way up, right? So the celebrity game. Okay. Now I understand that we really don't. I know, but I just want to make an observation. I'm not even going to ask you for a pick. So there's 2 teams. There's Team Barry Bonds, which is interesting because that's really says basketball there, and Team Jerry Rice. So you got a baseball Hall of Famer, a football Hall of Famer as the 2 coaches. The other coach with them for Team Bonds is 2 Chainz. And for Team Rice is Khaby Lame, who's a big TikTok influencer. So other than that, like, I'm looking through this roster of teams, and obviously we know Baron Davis. So Baron Davis is on Team Bonds. Matt Barnes is on Team Rice. And then, of course, there's some WNBA player, one on each team. But, like, some of these names, like, I don't know who these people are. I must be getting old. Like, we all know who, I mean, generally we know who Kai Cenat is, right? Because you see him, I've seen him on different things. He's a big influencer. But, like, Rome Flynn, Mickey Guyton, Tucker Halpern, Noah Kahan, Danny Ramirez, Pablo Schreiber, Dylan Wang. I don't know who any of those are.
Can we cue the cricket sound?
That was on Team Bonds. On Team Rice, now I know who Bailey is because I watch WWE, so they have Bailey. Chris Brickley, isn't he the shooting coach? Chris Brickley, I think so. AP Dillon, Drewski, we know who Drewski is. Walker Hayes, Oliver Stark. Like, I don't know who those are. They do have, but this is the one standout. Team Rice does have Terrell Owens. And I know you and I have talked about Terrell Owens. Now, do you think he goes out there and gets another MVP, gets himself a couple of dunks, gets himself some threes? Like, what do you think?
Is that it?
That's it
for them? Okay, so I think this is going to come down to the BD, Baron Davis, versus T.O. But T.O. also has Matt Barnes. BD, what does he have? He has a WNBA player, BD?
Yeah, I mean, both teams have WNBA players, so it's...
So, from what it sounds like, Team Rice has more professional-ish players.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, right there is your difference maker. If they have one extra and he's freaking T.O., I'm sorry, like, you're outmatched.
Right.
There is no name that you just listed off that is a physical specimen even close to T.O.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely
not. I'm going to have to go with T.O. In the beginning, I was about to say that I think the other team has a better coaching staff, but they have T.O. He's going to be the X factor, bro. That's it.
Yeah.
They have T.O.
Sure.
That's it.
Enough said. Point blank period. The Kia Skills Challenge. So this is interesting. So there's a Team Rooks, which has rookies. There's a Team Cavs, Team Spurs, and Team Warriors. I don't know how they chose these random teams. Team Cavs is Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. Team Spurs is Chris Paul and Wemby. Team Warriors is Draymond and Moses Moody. And the Team Rooks is Alex Sarr from Washington and Zachary Richeche from the Atlanta Hawks, the number 1 overall pick. For me, I think this is the easy one. I think it's going to be Chris Paul and Wemby to take it, but I think it's going to be a close match with Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley. What do you think?
So I don't know what the rules and all that is.
It's the one where they go through like you got to pass through challenge. The thing. It's a skills challenge. Yeah.
Okay, so I think I am going to side with the Spurs on this one, right? CP, but what I would have loved to see actually would have been De'Aaron Fox and Wemby do it versus CP3 because CP3's done it.
I think that this was locked in before that trade.
No, I'm sure. So I'm going to go with them too.
Yeah, I think they're the clear favorite, but the only thing I can see is this will be Wemby's first time, I think. I don't think he did it last year. And I can see Donovan Mitchell and Mobley making a run at him. So
I can.
So we'll see. All right. Our favorite, the 3-point contest.
3-point. Okay, 3-point. Yes.
You know that's always our favorite. We've got...
Is 3-point the more popular event to watch than the dunk contest? So why have they not reversed it yet?
They still have not reversed it. But the dunk contest does have a little drama. We're going to get there.
Okay.
So in the 3-point contest, we got Jalen Brunson from the Knicks, Cade Cunningham from the Pistons, Darius Garland from the Cavs, Tyler Hero from the Heat, Buddy Hield from the Dubs, Cam Johnson from the Nets, Norman Powell from the Clippers, and the likely favorite, I'm going to say likely winner, going for a 3-peat. I think it's a 3-peat. No, maybe it's not a 3-peat. Damian Lillard.
Oh, bro. Okay, next event.
Yeah, it is. It would. He's aiming for his 3rd straight 3-point contest victory.
Yeah, next event. That's easy.
Dame. I mean, okay, so let me ask you this then. If there was one person on this list, I guess they're asking the questions differently. Because I knew we both were gonna pick Dame. But if there is one person here that could beat Dame, that could pull the upset, who do you think it would be? I know who I think. So where? Do you want me to read them again?
I'm pulling it up as you speak.
Okay, so let me just say, for me, I think if there was one person that I could see get hot, it probably would be Tyler Hero. I could see him, or maybe Darius Garland. I could see them just like, again, you gotta only escape the round to get to the final, and then from the final, all it takes is one hot rack, right? And maybe Dame to have just an average score on that rack. So I think for me, if anybody was going to do it, I'd say number one, it would be Tyler Hero. Two would be Darius Garland, but everybody else, I don't see Dame losing to them.
Yeah, looking at that list, I would have to agree. I would actually put another person in there, which is Jalen Brunson, because he is known to hit clutch threes and not get phased, and he plays in the bright lights, known as the Mecca.
But is he like really a 3-point shooter like that?
No,
nail?
He's not. He's not.
Yeah, like he's not a streaky shooter the way, like I feel like for the 3-point contest, you got to be a streaky shooter and you got to get hot and go and start hitting multiple in a row. But I don't see that. I don't see that from him.
You're right. And that's why I put him as my last option, because I completely agree. 3-point shooting is a totally different type of shooting. It's not your typical 3-point shooting, right? It's very rhythmic. It's very like, you have to get on a roll and a hot streak and lock. It's different. It's different. So I would agree with you that Tyler Hero will be my next immediate pick with Darius Garland to follow. Agreed, 100%.
Okay. 3-point dunk contest. See, we always think about the 3-point because that's our favorite.
But can I ask you a question?
Sure.
When did Norman Powell become was known as a 3-point shooter?
He's a shooter. He's always been since he was with the Raptors.
Would you ever put him in a 3-point contest as an option?
I mean, I guess it just depends on what the interest was around the league. There's so many, bro. Like the entire league is shooting 3-pointers, so like you literally can put anybody in there. But no, he's a shooter. Like, no, I'm not gonna say he's a dark horse to win the whole thing, but like I think he'll put up a respectable round.
Okay. Next.
I'm gonna give him. He's gonna have one round over 20. Easy.
Okay, got it.
All right.
I just want to see
dunk contest. So we have a star-studded lineup. Let me stop.
Really?
That sounds like I'm the a-hole now. From the Chicago Bulls, Matas Buzelis. From the Milwaukee Bucks, Andre Jackson Jr.
Okay.
From the Spurs, Stephon Castle.
Okay.
And then the fourth competitor going for the first ever three-peat in the dunk contest, Mac.
Oh, really?
McClung.
Mac? He's back?
Mac is back, baby. Mac is back.
Man, I gotta credit this man. I gotta commend him for willing to come back, because they keep pulling him up from the G League.
Yep.
To keep doing this, right? And it's like, this is all I'm good for, right?
Right.
The hell with y'all dunk contest, right? I don't want to be known as just that. So credit to him, man. Knowing that he's back, I want him to win now. It's just one that I don't know who the other guys are because of the stars in the lineup you mentioned earlier.
Yeah.
And two, just like from what I understood, like his face from last year, I don't know if you remember, like his face after the dunk contest, he was not interested. Like, he didn't look interested. He was almost like, why am I here? So credit to him. The bag must be huge, right, to entice him to come back, because like I don't see any incentive to come back and do this again unless he's coming out with some wild stuff that we've never seen before. But even then, the fact that the NBA can't get NBA players to do it, they have to freaking go to the G League. Like, come on, what are we doing here,
bro? So I honestly think that the enticement was to become the first player to ever win 3 in a row. Like, so people have won. So Nate Robinson won 3, but they were not in a row.
Separate, right?
Yeah. So he would become the first player. So I think when he wins, because it's very clear that he's gonna win. Like, when he wins, he'll take his place in history, right? And this will be the last time we see him in the dunk contest.
Well, hopefully not his last opportunity to be part of the NBA, right? On an NBA platform.
Yeah, that's true too.
Because I'm sure he didn't sign up to have his career go down this path, right?
No. But at the very least, like, I'm glad he's there, because I know at the very least he's gonna put down some crazy dunks. So
he'll put on a show.
Yeah, at least we'll get to see something, and then maybe somebody will unexpectedly wow us and give him a little competition. Then that would be like the cherry on top, right?
So you know what though? I'll say it this way: thank God they put him in, because that would have been that's when I would have turned the TV off.
Yeah. Oh no!
Not the only reason to sit and watch this.
Yeah, if he wasn't in and they put some other like
Star?
up and comer. I'm going to say up and coming NBA player doesn't have the same notoriety as some of the other players. Like it'll be like, why would we watch this?
So let me ask you a question right now. If we could get one NBA player with notoriety or two, who do you want to see in it as of right now? Put you on the spot.
As of right now?
As of right now.
Man.
I have three guys.
Why don't you go ahead and then let me think about this for a second.
I'm gonna go with that boy with hops on the Rockets, right? With Green.
Oh, Green, yeah, but he
Jalen
did it
Green.
once. He did it already.
Still, but he's more prime now, right? Jalen Green. I want to see Zion in it.
Didn't he do it too?
I don't think he did it.
He's
ever done it.
Okay.
And I want to see Ja in it.
Yeah, Ja would be the one.
And the best part with Zion and Ja, they both came up together. They're on the same team together, so now they go against each other, right? They both came up through the SMA youth program. Mm-hmm. So it'd be a great storyline, right? Script writing is elite there. Y'all need to hire me, Adam. So
you're fine. You and the script writer. But no, actually, yeah, the Ja one would be great. And then, I mean, of course, then there's the Braun one. It's just I don't know about 40 years old. But again,
we have you on record saying that he's gonna do it.
Look, LeBron could win this dunk contest. If Mac McClung were out,
that's a great point.
LeBron would win this dunk contest just off of novelty purposes. Like the judges are not going to give him anything but 10s and 9s. Let's just be real. Yeah, let's be real. Kenny Smith is not going to be there giving 8s and 7s. Like, let's be real.
So you're saying it's going to be fixed?
I'm not going to say it's going to be fixed. I'm just saying, like, there's levels to it. That's all I got to say.
Okay.
All right. So we're in agreement on the dunk contest. We're in agreement 3 for 3. There is one that I forgot from Friday night. My apologies. I'm really going to just gloss over it because it's also one that we've never really been huge fans of, the Rising Stars.
The Rising Stars game, yeah.
Yeah, they got 4 teams that they're putting together for that little tournament that they do. One is a G League team. It's just rookies, second-year players.
What team is Wemby on? Second-year player?
Wemby's not playing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think the biggest names on here are probably Ricochet from the Hawks, Scoot Henderson. The Thompson brothers are on the same team.
Oh, that's it right there. They win.
Yeah. That's gonna be tough.
Amen and Amir, maybe?
Azar. So Amen, Azar, Scoot is on the same team. They also have the kid from the French kid from the Wizards who's nice, Bilal.
Okay.
Koulibaly. So
the Thompson.
They got a good team.
Thompson twins.
I think looking at these, I don't see any way that Thompson twins don't win. But hey, Mac McClung's on the G League team.
Listen, the brothers get to play with each other, man. They're gonna be hype.
It's gonna be fun. Yeah. Actually, that might be worth watching their games for. That is Team M. So what is Team M for? Mitch Richmond.
Got it.
He's the coach. So the other coaches are Tim Hardaway, Chris Mullen, and the G League team is Jeremy Lin.
Jeremy Lin, wow, he's back.
Yeah, he's coaching the G League team.
Okay, good for him.
Watch them win in an upset. That'd be crazy.
Bro.
That'd be crazy. All right, now for the main event. And remember, we have a new format. We talked about this several episodes ago, but let's just go back through this again. For this season, 3 teams will be composed of the 24 NBA All-Star selections, while the 4th squad will be the winner of the Rising Stars event. 4 teams will play 2 semifinal games, with the winners moving on to the championship. Each winning side will need to score 40 or more points to advance. So we have the 3 teams that are made up of the All-Stars. Again, 4 team will be from the Rising Stars. So we have, and by the way, the Rising Stars winner will be coached in the All-Star game by Candace Parker.
Okay.
So you ready for Team 1?
Sure.
This is Shaq's OGs. You got LeBron, Steph, Kyrie, Jason Tatum, Kevin Durant, Dame, Harden, and Jaylen Brown.
Well, Jaylen Brown's not an OG, but okay.
He's not, but I mean, they put him in there. There's some asterisks because the next team is Chuck's Global Stars.
Okay.
Where you have Jokic, Trae Young, Shai, Wemby, Pascal Siakam, Alfred Sengun, and Karl Anthony Towns. A lot of big men. Jokic, Wemby, Towns.
They have Donovan Mitchell too, I think, right? Yes,
oh, Donovan Mitchell. Why are they missing him on here? Hold on. Let me pull up the graphic. My bad. I'm
on the NBA app. I'm on the NBA app. I got you.
Yeah, no, I'm sitting there reading it. Let me make sure I got this right. Okay. Yeah, they also have Donovan Mitchell as well. So it's an interesting team. And then Kenny's young stars. You got Jalen Brunson, Cade Cunningham, Ant Edwards, Darius Garland, Tyler Hero, Jaren Jackson Jr., Evan Mobley, Jalen Williams. So
okay.
And then with the rising stars, so we said that that's going to be the Thompson brothers team. How do you? So let's go back here to the first game. Game 1 is going to be Kenny's Young Stars versus Chuck's Global Stars.
So this is basically a big dog versus a young puppy coming up, right? He trying
to I mean the Global Stars is going to win.
I think Shaq's OGs, man. I think
no. Game 1 is Kenny's Young Stars
versus
Chuck's the Global Stars.
Global Stars, got it. Oh, I got to give it to the Global Stars, man.
Yeah,
I got to give it. It's
Global Stars gonna take that game.
I still think like Ant-Man's gonna make noise, right? But like, you just have way too much like Jokic, Wemby on SGA. Like, I'm sorry.
Yeah, Trey.
So, like I said, Jokic, SGA, Wemby.
Game 2 is, I feel bad for the Rising Stars team that's got to play LeBron, Harden, Durant, Steph. I'm sorry, that team's stacked. That team is ridiculously stacked.
Well,
so
if I was a rising star and I had to pick one of those teams to play, that's the team I want to play because I want to learn.
You're going to learn how to get that ass whooped. So we're both in agreement that it does not matter who wins the Rising Stars. Shaq's OGs are going to win that game.
Oh yeah, please.
So
and it's just pride, man. At that point.
Yeah. So basically, it's going to come down to Shaq's OGs versus the Global Stars.
Basically,
one's going to be a tough one. Who do you got?
That is going to be a tough one, right? But I look at it this way. I can't even look at it anywhere, honestly, because it's just, they're so good on both sides. They have such amazing star power. And you can't even say, oh, they got shooters because they're all shooters on both sides, right? It's the crazy part. Okay, so I'll say it this way. I think the European stars, so losing Giannis hurt them, right? Because that's a dog out there who will go after.
But they got Trey.
So losing Giannis hurt them because he's a dog out there, right? And but with Trey, you get the range, right? You get more range. So which kind of counterbalances on the flip side where they have Steph and Dame. And I think, man, I'm gonna go with the European players. I'm gonna go with them. Yeah, I'm gonna go with them.
Wow.
Because I just think that if you think about it this way, every year in the final MVP race, who are the players in it all the time? Majority foreign players, right? Jokic, Luka, Giannis.
Now
soon to be Wemby, Shea was in it last year.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have to go with them. And how can I, but from an all-star perspective, that's a separate matter, right? Because that's also entertainment.
Wow. I did not expect you to go that route. Yeah, so that's interesting because, for me, I'm a root for Trey all day. That's my guy.
Okay.
But that OG team, bro,
it's stacked.
You got to understand, Steph, KD, LeBron, Harden, Tatum, Dame, Kyrie, bruh, I can't go against that team. I got to go Shaq OGs.
And who filled in for AD?
Kyrie.
So here's how I look at that team. This is the USA team that just played in the Olympics last year, right?
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's going to be fun, man. It's going to be fun. I look forward to a very competitive day, hopefully, game. Because if it's not, man, I already told you last year, man, I stopped watching.
I know. Well, we'll definitely be watching this one together. So
if it's a snooze fest, I'm telling you, I'm not watching next year.
You done for good?
If it goes 180, whatever, I'm not watching. If it's a layup or a dunk line,
it can't go 180. Because it's games to 40.
Right. What I'm saying is if it's right. So I hope it's competitive is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So that change is awesome because you're going up to a score, right? Now it's like playground basketball, old school basketball.
Yeah. I mean, all we can hope is that given that the point is at 40, I think that defenses will start tightening up because it's a one and done, right?
Right.
So you got to win that game to advance. So I think I think we might see a little more defense than we usually do. Maybe this will be a good idea. I don't know. I know at first I was kind of not into it, but now that I see the teams and I see I'm like, I kind of envision this being something that works. So, but we will see. We'll be watching it live, and then as soon as it's over, we'll break it down and talk about it on the next episode. So,
sounds good.
Till then, we appreciate y'all for hanging in there with us, and Think RBA. Peace.